Thank you so much, sir. First of all, giving this time.
Most welcome.
The first thing that I want to ask you is, what is your fitness motivation?
It's a very personal. I feel that fitness is a personal issue. If you want to be fit, you can be fit. It's a tough choice also to be fit. Everybody wants to be fit, but you also need to work for it. So for me, it's quite a personal motivation. I always been a you can say that a sports person. I have played many games.
So sir, like अभी आते हैं मुझे अभी जो interaction है वो पता लगा कि you taught in academy from 2013. So you saw like from that kid to that manly thing, so-called IFS officers, growing up. How was the days goes up? वो कैसे होता था? Like मुझे college वाले दिन पे पूछोगे तो we become very naughty, notorious kid. Then we in that system. How used to handle those things?
See, the academy is a little different from college, and I had also been into college and I joined the service, and then so academy is a different place than college, because I'll say that the people come to the service and they have a little bit more responsibility than as a student if you're in college. So as such, the probationers also feel that responsibility while they are in the service, because the risk is too high. If you become too haywire, then probably the risk involved with doing all those wrong things may be too high. We always say that you are always on probation. Probationers are always on probation. So they can be thrown out of the service if they are not fit for the service. So the risk involved are too high if you are taking too much of the freedom of in that sense. So as such, I have seen that the probationers are responsible. They mature also because they have already seen college life. They have stayed in hostels and all. So they have seen a period of their life. They come to the service, and so this is first thing, that they're not college students. And I've always felt that. I've always responded in that manner only. But surely they're young. And when they come to the service, they come with lots of dreams, lots of hopes. The another part is that they get lots of money also. So this is probably the first time when they have money and good amount of money on the hand. So in that sense, they become at times a little bit naughty, but they remain within the boundary. I never seen probationers going out of the boundary. Very, very rarely it happens.
You said two things, sir. Like you have seen them growing up, they getting the money and the things. So I want to just connect. There was a day you were a probationer and the day you are handling the probationers. Difference था? क्या दिखता था?
बहुत difference था. And when you are sitting other side of the chair, lots of difference. Because you also know that you are also doing the same thing when you are probationers. So the thing comes that if somebody is a little bit indisciplined in that sense, but you also realize that you are also indisciplined at times during the probation time. So that situation becomes a little bit difficult to handle. And you'll have to make your own choice. I mean, the amount of discipline you want to maintain and the future repercussion of it also. I mean, if you feel that the discipline needs to be checked or indiscipline needs to be checked, then you take action. Otherwise, my personal opinion is we should always treat as probationers as officers, and we should inculcate the sense of responsibility in them instead of scolding for showing indiscipline. That was my approach, because I also felt that I was also indisciplined while my training days in academy. So that happens.
Any memories?
It's a difficult choice.
Any memories?
Memories of during the probation time of the indiscipline or
mischievous.
Mischievous. So I was considered to be one of the probationer who could raise his voice if I felt that something is not going my way. So whether I had to fight with my faculty,
that rebel student.
Yeah, the rebel kind of person I was during my academy days. So I had raised many issues at times in front of the director. I mean, it also happened at times when the batch represented me to go and represent the batch.
Okay.
Because they felt that there is a person to be sacrificed. So those things, I don't remember as such any event in which my starting days. Surely I remember once I was sitting in our computer lab during those times in '99. We used to have computer lab instead of individual computer in hostel room and all. there was a computer lab inside the academy, and during off hours after the normal training routine was over, in the evening we used to go to the computer lab. And once I was sitting there in computer lab, I'd gone after the sports period. So I was just totally sweated, and I had removed my the shoes and the socks, and I was sitting alone in the computer lab. And suddenly one faculty member came from behind, and the scolding I got from that faculty member was that is one thing I remember. So those kind of things used to happen, but as I said, these are not things which will affect you in any which way. I mean, these are the things which faculty at times try to discipline you in a particular way. So they're different kind of people, and they have different ways of disciplining probationers. I had my own ways to discipline probationers.
So, sir, like you have trained like 7 years now?
7 years, more or less, just 2-3 months less than 7 years.
So now when you see like न्यूज तो आती ही रहता है कि ये ऑफिसर ने वहीं पे ये किया, तो जब वो नजरिए से देखते हो, I used to treat them, I used to teach them. He was not so studious, he used to funny. Now he is doing great things. Any memories like that?
Yeah, many. In fact, few probationers.
क्योंकि सर, sorry to interrupt you, like वो कॉलेज वाले माइंड से पूछ रहा हूँ मैं, क्योंकि वो कहते हैं ना बैक बेंचर्स are always that toppers.
No, in our academy also it is a firm belief. And it happens also, I'll not say 100%, but most of the time it happens that we say that person who gets the medal in a subject, medal means after passing in academics, the highest number you get a medal in few subjects. So person who get the medal, they're different, person who work in the field are different. I mean, they're two different breed of probationers, officers. So if you get a medal in academics, it doesn't mean that you will be performing the best in the field also. So those who are not getting medals and sitting in the last bench, it doesn't mean that they will be doing nothing in the field. So because the field conditions are totally different, academics is different, field conditions are totally different. So you always find the people who you felt at times are worthless, they will be the best people working in the field. Wonderful DFOs working in the field, managing, and they have also at times very good reputation in the department. So I have seen those. I mean, these things happens very regularly.
And sir, what about like before that you were in the field, so you got that experience and knowledge in the field. Then in the academy, you are trained there. So how it personally helped you, like to connect the resources to them?
It has helped me when see, I have served as DFO for nearly 10 years, and in 3 districts mainly. And I mean, when you are DFO working in big divisions and there are works, and you gain lots of experience. So I had Madhya Pradesh being a good forested area. I got opportunity to work in some of the disturbed division as well as some of the very good divisions where the forestry work, technical works is happening. So I could gain that experience. But later on, when say after 9 or 10 years of working in the field as DFO, I realized that I need to change in a sense that I need to improve my personality in a different way from what experience I gained in last 9 years. I just can't be doing the repetitive work on and on. So I thought that I should be going to a different place where the experience will be different, and probably it will give me opportunity to improve myself in terms of knowledge, in terms of my experience. So that is, and probably I was also having a little bit of inclination towards academics, towards I mean, you can say the training, teaching kind of thing. So I thought the academy would be a good place for me to join. So that's why I went there. And while in academy, see, that training is one part of the story. I mean, I trained probationers. Another part was that I gained academically also in academy. I mean, I also got opportunity to read, which I could not do while I was in the field. So I realized that what are the gaps while I was working in the field, what part I was lacking, and I worked on those parts in academy. So academy, you get a little bit of free time. I mean, especially if you want to read, if you want to write, you get free time. And on fitness also. Surely, if you have spare time and you have resources also, you also got company there. So you can spend some time on physical fitness also. So I took this opportunity in academy to gain knowledge on certain subjects which I felt that I should be doing. And another thing is I enjoy my sports and became a little bit, you can say that conscious about my fitness. And I sincerely work towards in fitness as well as gaining knowledge in academy. And after 7 years of my study in academy, I could say that I'm more richer in terms of knowledge and surely in terms of fitness also when I joined academy.
So now I'm too curious about childhood. Like, tell us something about your childhood. And academics also, please tell, like, you did engineering, you said.
Yeah.
How everything went.
See, I spent my childhood in Dehradun. I belong to Dehradun. So I've done my schooling.
Pahari.
Not exactly Pahari, I'm a UP wala.
Okay.
At that point in time, the UP was, Uttarakhand was part of UP.
Oh, achha,
Uttarakhand got separated in 2000.
2000.
Okay, so initially I was UP wala and we used to call that one is Pahari, another one is plain UP wala. So I was plain UP wala, not Pahari UP wala. And my father was in service, government service, so it was a transferable job. But we finally settled in Dehradun. I spent most of the time in Dehradun. Schooling was done in Dehradun, and it was a UP board school which I did the schooling. After that, I got selected in engineering and I did my mechanical engineering from IIT Bombay. So after doing the engineering, we attempted for civil services along with forest services. I joined finally forest service.
So I won't take much of your time. This is the last question I want to ask. Now I get chance to interact with the aspirants. So बहुत सारे aspirant के मन में ना वो how to handle political pressure, ये pressure, वो pressure. So what will be your feedback or advice to them, those who want to be a officer in coming days? How to balance your profession and work-life balance?
See, this is a very difficult question. And it depends on what kind of personality you are. I always say this thing that do what you want to do. I mean, I can't tell another person that you should do a certain things in this way because it got every action has its own repercussion. So if I can handle the repercussion, I'll follow that way. But if somebody else is not able to handle that repercussion, and I suggest him to go in my way, probably he'll be lost. So it's a difficult situation. It's very difficult to suggest somebody that to do it in a particular way. But the thing is, I think in bureaucracy, you still have lots of freedom to do things in your way. If you say that, if somebody is saying that he or she is not able to perform just because there is some pressure, I don't agree with this statement. There are still, I think, most of the chances, most of the opportunity in which there is no political pressure and there is no any kind of pressure. Only pressure is you. If you want to perform, you want to do something, you can do. Regarding pressure and all, it comes very rarely. It comes in very tiny pieces. It's not too much. It's just that we don't want to perform, we don't want to do anything. We say that we are having lots of pressure. One more thing I would like to say to this. When I also joined the service, I always heard this thing, and currently also I hear this thing, that it's very difficult for an honest person to survive in this system. And this is another question which comes in anybody who want to join civil services, that whether the bureaucracy, such corrupt bureaucracy, honest person can survive or not. Again, what I'll say is there is no absolute honesty or absolute corruption. See, for somebody taking money would be corruption, somebody it may not be corruption. Okay, the legal aspects, leaving legal aspects separately, corruption is again a very personal issue. So, honest person within the boundaries of, I'll say the legal boundaries, you can remain honest and you can still perform. Only thing is you need to show courage at times. We at times what we believe we don't express that, and then later we regret, and we try to blame it on the circumstances of pressure and dishonesty. We say that all people are corrupt in the system and कहाँ आगे फंस गया वो उस तरीके की बात करते हैं. But I think that if you show little bit of courage in these circumstances, you will find that a person who is honest can survive and deliver. We'll have to remove this misconception that the honest cannot survive in this system, and you'll have to be dishonest or corrupt person to serve in the bureaucracy. It's not true. If all become corrupt in the systems, this system will collapse.
Yeah.
So there are still people who are surviving with honesty, and there are, I think, more honest people in the system than more corrupt people. And that's why we are having these fantastic institutions, fantastic workmanship in government department also. Even though people, outsiders will always say that the government, they evaluate government from a very different platform, a different perspective, different interest also. But government is still working good. I'll say that government is performing. Government has performed, maybe not the expected level it should have performed, but it has performed. It has not led the country to collapse. So that is the positive we should take out of this. Be honest. It's nothing to worry about. If you want to be honest, you can remain honest in the system. You can perform better. You can deliver, and later on you'll realize that the people respect you for it.
I just want to add a little bit thing. I said it's the last question though. Then also, because sir, you said this is a very good advice for the youth or upcoming, everyone. You have seen this 7-8 years of training the youth. Okay, is there any change you have seen, or like, what will be you saying? This is the best thing nowadays youth have, and what are the things needs to be changed in the youth?
There are two part of the story of my experience in IGNFA with regard to probationer. One is when I joined the academy in 2013, there were a high percentage of female officers.
That's right.
In 2012 batch, 2013 batch, there were high percentage. I'd say that nearly 30% of the female of the officers were female. From 2014 onwards, there was a change in pattern of examination in UPSC. The CSET was introduced, and suddenly there was a reduction. I mean, the number of female entering into the service stayed in, not more than 6, 7, 8. It was never above that after 2014. So less than you can say 5-6%. It settled on. So that is one change I have seen in it. I'm not talking only about numbers. I'm talking about behavior of the batch.
Okay.
When I have observed this is when number of female are more in the batch. Perhaps batch itself is more disciplined. Whatever good quality we can attach to the batch, it automatically comes into the batch. There needs to be more discipline. You'll find there will be more respect for honesty. There will be more respect for other good things. So that happens. So that one thing I have seen in service, that probably because of drop of number of female in the service, what you call indiscipline, that has, I'll not call that indiscipline, but the behavior of the batch has changed. That is one thing. With regard to honesty, you were asking about ethical issues of probationers, or
anyway.
Yeah, with regard to ethical issues of probationers, I'll say that perhaps people are having before joining the service, perhaps more people are having now the perception that the government is a place, or government service is a place where probably you come for your own personal gains. The kind of,
like, you mean to say the parts and benefits way?
No, I'll say that the earlier, I think the majority of the people who came to the bureaucracy were earlier days, they were having this idea that we're joining the government service and we'll be serving the country kind of thing. The more respect was there earlier in government services. Now probably the new generation, whether it's forest service or any other service, they're coming with this feeling of a private job kind of thing. So they have this feeling that it's not a job which is where the service is of prime importance. That is perhaps one of the change I have seen during my probation days, and during these new days. The government service has more or less gone towards the way of private service, where
corporate culture,
where probably the personal gains are as important as your other aspects of the service. This wasn't there when I joined the service. I still would find there are people in my batch who say that the service is the prime importance for them. I mean, they come to the otherwise they could have gone somewhere else. They come to this service because they want to do something in government service. So that is one change I have observed over a period of time. I have not talked about it because you need to study this if you want to prove something. You need to have certain data, but this is just my feeling that will happen over a period of time. One thing I think one reason could be that when we joined the service, we were having pension system. After 2004, when the pension was removed, probably the loyalty towards government has gone down. That is again my personal observation. It has nothing to do with any data or any research. But I feel that when we were having pension from the government, that we always had whether we'll be with the government. That government will take care of us
retirement is
till government will take care of us till we are there in this earth. But after 2004, somehow people feel that they are with the government till the retirement age. Till after 60, they don't have to do anything with the government. So that relationship between government and the employee, I think that has gone down in terms of loyalty. And that's why that probably has resulted in this, that where you feel like you are in a corporate culture where personal gains are as important as social gains. So that could be another reason.
Thank you so much, sir. Once more, ending it here.
Yeah.
Amazing. Pleasure to have you. And I don't know why some people might say like I'm obsessed or but forest officers are amazing and so friendly.
Thank you very much. It was nice talking.
I hope you liked.
Yeah, I liked and
I liked your
concept also. I liked your concept also. Means for the first time I heard this that you are going to bureaucrats, hearing about stories about bureaucrats. You are projecting a life of bureaucrat. What do they do and how they live their life. It's a wonderful thing because bureaucrats at the end of the day they are also human beings.
Exactly.
In the bureaucracy, it's a formal life. In every job, it's a formal life. But probably in bureaucracy, because of its hierarchy, there are more formality involved in this. So if I'm in the district, I'm the boss. Now, being the boss, I can't interact with each and everybody. Okay, so so the life becomes more formal in that sense. And they also want to talk. They also want to open up. And if you do not get, and most of the time they do not get opportunity to open up in this sense. I mean, we can open up on any issue. If you talk to me about tigers, I'll be opening up and I'll be talking about 1 hour on tigers. But regarding the issue which are away from the service life, we rarely get this kind of opportunity. So it's a very nice forum or nice thing you have done. At least you've given bureaucrats opportunity to talk about their personal life and their personal experience. It's wonderful.
So you mean to say my show will run longer?
It should run. I don't think so. Any bureaucrats will be hesitant to join your show or join this conversation. Because as I said, they're having lots of experience in them. They need right platform to open up. Probably you are providing them the right platform.
Thank you once more, sir.
Thank you very much.